My paper is all about security involving technology in the programming and computer science world. Over the course of the paper, I talk about the various controversies surrounding problems with security in technology in the world of today. The first controversy I read about is involving smartphones and other personal devices. Because smartphones and other personal devices are being used more and more today, people are at a higher risk of being hacked due to mainly the amount of applications that they download onto their personal devices, especially with them just being able to download any application that they want. This is a controversy because people say that the companies that develop smartphones and personal devices, such as Apple, should put a better security measure so that it is more difficult for people to be able to hack the personal devices. Another controversy involving this is that the public can easily purchase and obtain um, technology that makes it easier for them to hack personal devices, such as something called the Bash Bunny and something called the Wi-Fi Pineapple. These devices allow hackers to easily hack your personal devices. The Bash Bunny is a type of USB device that you plug into any personal technology device, and it allows the hacker to get personal information off of your computer, documents, and also allows them to install programs onto that personal device. The Wi-Fi Pineapple is a type of easily concealed personal technology that connects to public internet networks and can allow the hackers to gain access to any personal device that is connected to that internet network. Another controversy that I write about in my paper is businesses potentially being more vulnerable to hacking due to the new technology that they use, such as something called VoIP, which is Voice over Internet Protocol. Examples of companies being unsafe the um, is the event that happened in 2014 where Sony Pictures were hacked by a Korean or a North Korean group over the movie The Interview. This is very controversial because people say that companies that are as big as companies like Sony should be more protected against hacking because they have people's personal information in their databases. The third controversy that I talk about in my paper is the government being able to monitor people's internet history and phone records. People are pretty split down the middle over this. Even though the government says that they only monitor people that are either suspected terrorists or use keywords such as explosives in their search engines, people are still pretty worried about this. Um, the final controversy that I talk about in the paper is over something called the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which is an amendment to a law that happened in 1984, and people are pretty controversial. Or this is a pretty controversial topic because people say that the law is too vague, and it allows prosecutors to be able to try to convict anybody of breaking this law. On the other hand, however, it's also vague enough that people, if they have a good enough lawyer, they can get out of the law pretty much because it is so vague. An example of a prosecution trying to convict somebody of breaking this law, even though there was no unauthorized access taking place in the case, was the case of Lori Drew, in which she created a fake account in order to cyberbully a young girl. And because they did not have any law to get her on that she broke, They tried to prosecute her using this law. However, she was not convicted of any felonies or crimes. So overall, because technology is becoming more and more common in everyday life, and technology is being able to house more and more of people's personal information that could potentially be stolen to cause harm to them, we should increase our security in technology as a whole.